okay? To the channel, folks. I've just switched on there. We're live from the Dublin Mountains in Ireland. Just after feeding the sheep there. It's a cold, wet day here in the Dublin Mountains. It's about 3 degrees Celsius and there's a very raw wind cutting through. We thought spring was here, but winter can come back very quickly up here in the Dublin Mountains. So I'm just after feeding the sheep there a few minutes ago. Turn on the camera for a few minutes to show you what the weather is like and to show you some of the sheep. Again, I know there's been a lot of new subscribers over the last week or two. I hope you're very welcome to my channel. I very much appreciate you subscribing to my channel, and I hope we're all doing well. It's bitterly cold here. It's bitterly cold here in the Dublin Mountains. As I said, it's sleety sort of rain. It's 3 degrees Celsius, and I've just fed the sheep there, so they're after getting their nuts into them. So we're back to the winter, but that can happen at this time of the year. You might think you're in the springtime, but the winter doesn't be long coming back. So all the sheep and all the lambs are doing well. So hi Toker, how are you? Hope you're well, Toker. And thanks very much to everybody who's come on the stream. If anyone likes the channel, please subscribe to Irish Mountain Life, because a lot of people come across my channel and then they never see it again. So please subscribe if you like it, and if you don't like it, that's no problem at all. We're live here from the Dublin Mountains in Ireland on a cold Friday afternoon. It's 3 degrees Celsius and it's sleety rain that's falling. Hi Oscu, how are you? Hope you're well. Fair play to you, Oscu. Thanks for subscribing. Oksano, how are you? Thanks for the comment. Again, it's bitterly cold. There's a fog coming in. I don't know whether you can see it on the camera, but it is very cold, and it's like sleety rain that's falling. And again, I'd love you to subscribe if it's something you want to do. Please do. Big shout out to all the fuel protesters in Dublin and all around the world, or all around Ireland, that are protesting against the hugely cost of fuel, to petrol and diesel. They have our total support on the Dublin Mountains here in Ireland. 100% have our support, and they're doing a great job standing up to the government. And 60% of a litre of petrol goes to the government, and it's just not on. The price of petrol and diesel the way it is, farmers, haulers, the whole lot, they need to be getting it at a much cheaper rate. So the very best of luck to them lads. Again, we're live here in the Dublin Mountains, Ireland, live on my sheep farm, and I've just fed the sheep. It's bitterly cold. It's 3 degrees Celsius, and I hope we're all having a nice Friday wherever we're watching from. You might let me know where you're watching from in the comments below. Please subscribe, please turn on the notifications if you want to see more of my live streams from Ireland. I was away in Kerry for a few days there, and I'm back now on the farm, so back to doing all the hard work again. But there's nothing like it. Again, I'll give you a view of the gorse there. You can see that gorse, nice yellow gorse there, and you can see that wall. That wall is 500 years old. That was built 500 years ago, that wall. Again, we're up in the Dublin Mountains, or the Dublin Hills if you want to call them. There's a little lamb there. Again, if anyone's new to the channel, please subscribe. It's Irish Mountain Life. I'd love if you'd subscribe, become part of our channel. We're in the Dublin Mountains, Ireland, and it's 3 degrees How are you, Sandra? It is. It's quite cold, Sandra. It's quite cold. I was in the Kingdom. I was in Kerry the last 3 or 4 days, and it was much milder down there than what it is here. I was in West Kerry for a few days. Beautiful part of the country. Janet, how are you doing? Hope you're all well, guys. I just said I'd turn on the camera for 10 minutes there. Let everybody see what the weather is like here in Ireland. It's bitterly cold. But there's definitely a good sign of spring in the air. Again, you can... Hi Subi, how are you? Greetings to Northern California. I hope all is well in the United States. I hope you're having a nice Friday morning over there, I'm sure. Again, if you like my channel, please subscribe. It's Irish Mountain Life. There's a couple of deers actually up on the top field there. I can't really zoom in because I don't have the zooming capacity to zoom in, but you can see it's sort of like a sleety rain that's falling here at the moment. And it's very overcast, and there's a really cold wind. Really cold wind. I hope I'm glad you like the views. Look who's come to see me. Look at this guy here. Look, a couple of lambs. Look, healthy lambs. Again, they're all starting to spread away now because they've had their feed, and they'll go off back and find their lambs now. So what happens is when I feed them, the ewes sort of separate from their lambs for 10 or 15 minutes, but they can scent them back then, you know. No, I'm Irish, sick, in the Dublin Mountains or the Dublin Hills in Ireland. Hope maybe you could subscribe, sick, if you like the channel. Again, we're live from the Dublin Mountains in Ireland. It's 3 degrees Celsius. The grass is greened up really well. We put out our manure there. My dad put out the manure a few days ago, so we should start seeing the beneficiary of that now in the next week or two. But you can see the gorse. It's always about 3 or 4 weeks behind up here to the rest of Ireland, you know, regards weather. You know, it's always colder up here, probably because of the altitude, but it doesn't really get warm here until the middle of May. The middle of May it starts to warm up a bit. There's a little stream there flowing beside me. I don't know whether you can hear it or not. I'll stay quiet for a second. I don't know whether you can hear the rain. Again, if you like the channel, please subscribe. It's Irish Mountain Life. We're live from my sheep farm in Ireland, in the Dublin Mountains, or the Dublin Hills, some people call it. Yeah, the gorse, the flower on the gorse has blossomed about 2 weeks ago. But it is bitterly cold here today. Bitterly cold. It's 3 degrees, and I'd say with that wind chill, it's probably 0, maybe -1 feeling, you know. Well, I was in County Kerry for a few days on holidays with my family, and it was 14, 15 degrees down there. Different climate completely to up here in the Dublin Mountains in Ireland. We're about 2,000 feet above sea level here, and that wall there, you can see, that wall is 500 years old. Don't know whether you can see it there or not. That wall is 500 years old. And I often say when I'm streaming, imagine what the world was like 500 years ago when they were putting those stones in place, you know. No internet, no Wi-Fi, no electricity, no central heating, no beds, no houses really of comfort. But they get on with it. You know, they get on with it. That's all they could do, you know. Again, folks, please let me know where you're watching from. Whether you're watching from Ireland or the UK or Europe or United States or Canada, wherever you're watching from, please let me know in the comments below. Please hit the thumbs up button as well. Again, there's the yellow gorse, a sure sign of spring. It's not, the warmer weather is not too far away, but at the moment it's definitely not here. It's 3 degrees. And the sheep have all dispersed around the area now because they're after being fed. So If you like the channel, please subscribe. I'm only going to be on for another minute or two because my hands are freezing. Lava Turtle, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. You might subscribe to me, Lava Turtle, if you like the channel. Oh, up the rebels, Lava, up the rebels. I was actually in Cork this morning, believe it or not. I was in Mallow. I drove through Mallow, Mitchelstown, to try and avoid the motorways that the protests were on. So, and I 100% support the protesters, the fuel protesters in Ireland. They're right to stand up to the government. We're paying way too much tax on our petrol and diesel, and farmers, haulers, you know, truck drivers, they just can't survive anymore, and something needs to be done. So I very much support the lads who are out all over Ireland at the moment protesting over the fuel. Thanks, Diddy. You might subscribe to me there, Diddy, if you like the channel. Turn the notifications on. Yeah, it's Baltic cold here at the moment. I think because we were away for a few days this week, and it was 14, 15 degrees down in Kerry. We come back up here and it's 3 degrees. And it's really cold. There's a wind factor as well. Yeah, so they're black-faced hornies. Black-faced hornies crossed with Texel and Scotch hornies. They're the breed we have. And the lambing has just finished, so we've no more lambs coming. If anyone follows my YouTube channel, you'll have seen I used to do a daily update on the lambs, and obviously now that we're finished the lambing, we don't have any more of those daily lamb updates. But if you want to go back and look at my channel, you can. I've loads of videos, loads of shorts. Please subscribe if you like the channel. If you don't like the channel, that's fair enough. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I try to subscribe or go live every day. David, how are you? I hope you're well, David. Where are you watching from, David? I hope you're keeping well. We're live here from the Dublin Mountains on one of the last Dublin sheep farmers. Just sheep, sick, yeah. Just sheep. We have a goose and a gander. We have a couple of hens. We have a sheepdog collie, and we have a couple of cats. That's it. We're only small-time farmers, really. You know. You can hear that wind there. Can anyone hear that wind? It's like Baltic. It's absolutely Baltic. It's such a cold wind. There on those banks, the black and tans would have practiced their target practice shooting there. Up on those banks there. I've metal detected up around that area there, and I found loads of enamel bullets that would have been used by the black and tans and by the British when they were here around the late 1800s, early 1900s. So that would have been a practice. They would have been practicing their target shooting up there when the Brits were here. Oh yeah, look, I know you well, Janet. I know you show a great interest in all the comments, and I do try to respond to every one of them. I think there's a couple that I haven't responded to, but I always see your comments, Janet, and I very much appreciate the support from my channel. I get a great kick out of it. To be honest with you, I set the channel up about 3 or 4 months ago, and I didn't even think I'd get the 50 subscribers, to be honest with you. So I don't know what the magic potion is, but I think I'm heading for 1,200 subscribers, I think, at this stage. But I don't know. I just try to be natural, and I just try to be normal, and I'm not looking for money off anybody or anything like that. I just love people seeing where I live and seeing the sheep, and that's all I want, you know. And you're not going to see me putting up fucking stuff looking for money or anything like that. I don't do it for that reason. That wall there, I showed it to you there a few minutes ago. That wall is, my dad reckons, about 500 years old. You see it all the way along there. I'd often be at that wall, and I'd be streaming, and I'd be saying to people, just imagine what the world was like when that wall was built. You know, a different world than we live in today. Unfortunately, people they had absolutely nothing, but they were much happier in life. You know, much happier in life. I think, you know, I don't know. I think people are too distracted today. You know, whereas back in those days, even 50 years ago in Ireland, it was, you know what I mean, only electricity brought in and TVs were only brought in, like, you know, like my grandfather I don't think really had a TV until he was in the 70s. But yeah, the grass is greened up nicely. Again, folks, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, please turn on the notifications button. I try to put up a couple of shorts every day, different things going on in the farm, and yeah, look, don't take myself too seriously, so it's a bit of crack, and that's all I do it for, really. You know, I like showing people. I just think I'm so lucky to live in this place, to live in Ireland, to live up in the Dublin Mountains, to be a sheep farmer. There's only a handful of sheep farmers left in the Dublin Mountains, probably 10 or 12. That's it. The rest of the farming goes on outside of Dublin. You know, don't know if you can hear that wind. Guys, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Don't be shy, because I'm not. You can see the cherry blossom there. About a week ago. Again, folks, I'm going to bring you over now. To where the Mass Rock is. Again, this is 500 years old, this Mass Rock. Just bear with me there for a second. I'm just going to jump on the quad and head over to the old Mass Rock, where Mass would have been said on in the 1500s by a local priest when they tried to outlaw Christianity in Ireland. Just bear with me there for a second. Yeah, we've about 90 sheep, and we have about 150 lambs this year. So, hold on now, I'll try and get this quad going. Just 1 second there now. So, let's get this going. Just bear with me for a second, guys. Just bear with me. Sorry about that. Bring you up the Mass Rock now, where Mass would have been said 500 years ago. Just bear with me now, I'll turn off the quad now in a sec. Now, so this is the Mass Rock. This is the Mass Rock, where the priest would have said Mass 500 or 600 years ago, and he would have stood there and he would have said Mass probably every day or every second day, and there would have been people from, there used to be a little village up there on the side of the hill, and they would have came down here for Mass. And it's mad, like where I'm standing is pretty much where he would have stood. He would have said Mass on this Mass Rock, and the view hasn't changed, other than there's lots of building. Like that's Dublin City down there. You can see Dublin City. You can see the concrete jungle. the Irish Sea, and we're just up in the hills in the mountains of Dublin, behind Dublin City. So that's where the priest would have said mass. He would have stood here, and the reason it's here is because it's hidden away. It's behind a wall. No one will be able to see it, except for those sheep, maybe. That's about it. But yeah, it's a nice bit of history, isn't it? That like people would have been stood all around that mass rock. The priest would have said mass, and for some people that would have been the highlight of their day. You know. Again, folks, if you like the channel, please subscribe. It's Irish Mountain Life. A lot of people come across my channel accidentally and then they don't know where it's gone to. So please subscribe, because you'll see more and more videos then. I'm going to show you. We have an owl box up in the tree, and we have an owl living in there at the moment. Don't know whether you can see that or not. We put that up about 2 years ago to try and bring back the owls into the area, and we currently have a white owl, barn owl, in there at the moment. So keeps the mice and the rats away as well. But yeah, it's a wet, cold day here in Ireland. Again, folks, thanks very much for all your support. I very much appreciate it. There's the mass rock over there, and there you can see it's well hidden behind all the gorse and walls and stuff like that, you know. So, but yeah, please subscribe, please turn on notifications, and I'm going to see you on the next one. I'm going to get a cup of tea, warm up my hands. Gura míle maith agaibh, agus slán leat.